And we're back. I'm over here at my son's garage and his home, and I'm working on the truck. Well, I'm working on cleaning out the truck so I can work on it. As you guys know that follow the channel, I started on this last year on repairing the floors, and it kind of only went so far. I had some tin work to do, and I was removing the seat belts and things like that. So anyway, we're over here and we're getting back on it. So let me show you what's going on here. I got all the stuff back out that I crammed back in here, and that took a little bit of a while. Yeah, I stopped to fix the floor, fellas. That's as far as I got. And this is what I had in the truck. Things I'm going to need: just parts for heads that I will need eventually, and some of it's actually not up to specs, especially the mold springs right there. I'll probably never use them for anything. And some good stuff. Yeah, that's definitely some good stuff. This is what my son Christopher got me to do heads with, and it never got mounted. And there she sits, brand new. Got shoved in the truck. And so yeah, I was going to sort through some of this stuff, and I thought, you know, if I do that now, I'll never get anything else done. Because this right here takes longer than anything, going through stuff. And some of this stuff looks like it's not good. But these bolts right here, believe it or not, they clean up. And some guys would say, well, I would just buy new bolts. Yeah, I would too. But the problem is, you have to run out and buy them when you need them. There's nothing like having something in your garage when you need it. A little bolt, little screw saves many hours when you just have a little bucket and you reach in and say, oh, there's a bolt that I can use for that. So that's how I look at it. Adam, he does run out and buy new bolts and stuff when he needs them, but I'm old school. So I want to show you guys a little something here, and this is very important. Anybody that has an old vehicle, the Chevy trucks, the Dodges, the Fords, all had the same fire hazard, and it's this right here. The gas tank behind the seat. And somebody did a wonderful job here that had this truck before me of fixing this. Yep. So that's where the gas tank is, behind, right where you sit. And there's your faithful cap. And that's what you would smell back in the day when the sear went bad, which they did go bad. So what happens here, why it's a fire hazard, is this, and this has happened in real life. My cousin almost burned up alive in a truck. My other cousin pulled him out through the window because he was on fire inside. He had wrecked the truck. It pushed the cab in here, the door, ruptured this, and spread fuel all over the cab. So the horror stories I heard is that this would get pushed in, spray fuel all over the driver, and the driver would actually be on fire in a lot of cases. I looked that up on the internet and couldn't find it, and yet that was the stories you heard back in the day. So this gas tank's getting pulled out, and I have a nice fuel cell going back in this. So I have a question there. Why is this called a gas tank, and yet a fuel cell is called a fuel cell? Fancy name for a gas tank, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure you guys have your own opinion about that. And then something else that's getting replaced on this that works perfectly fine is a single reservoir master cylinder. So if you blow a brake line, you lose all your fluid out of here. Guess what? Well, most guys know you have no brakes at all. Where if you have a late model master cylinder with double reservoirs, you always have somewhat of some brakes. So that's what we're going to be changing on this. That's my plan. And so I thought I'd show you guys a little bit of the truck, what the plans are. It's going to need a windshield. Adam's been going over things like mad with me on this to try to get this where we can get it running. We're at a downfall still with the valve, getting the heads back together. That's the main concern. So for you guys that don't know anything about the truck here, this is going to be a kind of a clone to my old truck, and Adam decided to give me a reminder of how I had the old truck. He thought this might motivate me. Yeah, I painted my old truck black and white. So this is what it's going to wind up being. I was going to kind of wait a while and have it be with the beige and have a little spots on it, the rust, but it's getting too bad too quick, and I don't want it to get where it's too hard to repair. So that's that. And here comes the new fuel cell that Adam picked up for me. I probably will paint that. Probably paint it black, maybe. Yeah. And so that's thanks to my son right there. He got these wheels and tires for me, and he also mounted these drag radials on them. So I have some aftermarket wheels on it now. And then he got me these seats. Which will be fine and dandy. These are seats that I actually used to look in the magazine and wish I could buy back in the day. I always liked these seats. The ones I looked at originally were kind of like a black leather, fake leather, I guess, but I always liked this design and thought they were sporty looking. Look like they're pretty comfortable. And that'd be something nice to be able to have something to sit in that helps when you have a seat. I said we got some cleaning up to do on them, but we're just seeing how they fit in here right now. Don't look too bad, right?
No, I don't like them.
No. So anyway, that is a little bit of future plans here. You guys get to see kind of an idea what I'm going to wind up with here. I was going to mount these and kind of do some steps as I went along, showing things further done. But you guys are interested in this. You keep asking me questions, and so I'd rather bring you along for the ride, let you see the good, the bad, the ugly, and things in real time here. Well, somewhat real time. I mean, I'm sure there's things I'm going to be doing to try to get this done that's not going to be on YouTube, but oh boy, here's a motivator. There's the motivator. Wrong spot.
Close enough.
There's the motivator. Yeah, I know, a good sleeper, right? Good sleepers don't have this, but I did have it in my old truck and it never mattered. People looked in there and just thought I was trying hard. looked at that old truck and they said, ah, what's that thing going to do? So hopefully I'll get the same.
Seeing them seats in the back.
What's that?
Ain't no sleeper with them seats looking at them through the back.
Yeah. Ah, that's still an old dogged out truck. All dented up. Come on, guys. Cut me a break. Yeah, but it's got a big block in it. Yeah, low compression big block. That means it weighs more. If I put a small block with aluminum heads on it and a healthy cam, then I could see you saying something about that. This is my arguments when I get in the road races. I mean, come on, it's got the headlight laying out in it, and this old rag ain't gonna do nothing. I'll run you for $100 or whatever. Yep, they were good times with my old truck like that, and had a lot of fun. So that's what this is about. This should be a little bit faster than the old truck, hopefully, because it has more done to it. The other truck I had a 429, and I always say it's a 460, but that's a mistake on my part because I don't think about it until I say, wait a minute, I tell people I had a 460, it had a 429 in it. It had the worst 429 that you could get your hands on. It had the 72, or was it 73? Anyway, it had the one that had the lowest compression, open chamber head, pissed it down the hole. Yeah, I think you guys get it. But anyway, I have a lot of stuff to sort through here. And there's the old lonely Mustang over here. So, this was kind of a lot to cover. As far as the truck goes, we're going to try to hammer at it and see where we wind up, because this takes a lot of time. I actually have to rewire this truck, and there's things I don't think about that it needs that I upgrade to. One thing being is the drive shaft was a 2-piece drive shaft with a carrier bearing, so that's not going to be in there. It's going to get a 1-piece drive shaft in it. So that's some of the plans with the truck. So I hope this brings you up to date a little bit on the truck here, and I am getting excited about it. So I just get overwhelmed knowing how much work I have to do. These are probably the mufflers I'll wind up with. Not for sure, but my plan is to use these mufflers. They're off Adam's car. I don't know what I'm doing for a radiator yet. These were both okay. This one didn't leak. This one did leak, but it's fixable. So we'll see what I wind up going with there. And as you see here, I have some rust issues that I want to take care of. And I don't like rust. Even though the truck is rusty, I don't like heavy duty rust where it's rotted out and everything. So I'll be taking care of this, cleaning it off, and you guys know how much time that takes to clean off rusty metal. So some time-consuming things here to do, which if I have the time, I don't mind doing it. I'm actually excited about it. But what to do with all this stuff here? I put it in the truck because there is no room for it in the garage and our other building out there, so I have to pick and choose some things here. And I didn't know if I was using one of these fans here or not, and now I forget if they even work. So that takes a minute to test that stuff. But anyway, there we have it, fellas. Work in progress. I had the whole dash cleaned off before, and as you can see, there's a lot of little critters up there that need to get swept out the door here. So anyway, I appreciate your interest in all this, guys. I think what I'm going to do today is try to mount the seats and maybe pull the gas tank out and try to get something accomplished here. If I do mount the seats, I have to still do the floor here. That's not a big deal because the seats come in and out pretty easy. So I might mount them temporarily and then do the floor later on because I don't have anything to finish the floor with right now. So I'll just do what I can and get done what I can, and that's a step forward. So anyway, hello. I want to tell you guys thanks for stopping in, checking up on me, see what we're up to, and we're going to hammer at this thing, and maybe we'll get to see it make some noise, hopefully in the future here. Alright guys, thanks for all your support. I appreciate it. God bless you.